Today, I'm going to show you what a roux is. It's the basis of every Cajun and Creole dish. We're going to get a nice cast iron pot, really hot. Your roux is two things, oil and flour. That's it. What we do is equal parts oil to flour. I add the oil into the pot first. The reason for this is it starts to get warm and it will heat up a little bit faster. So when you put your flour in, your roux takes a little bit less time. A good roux can take 45 minutes. This is a key component to your roux. So we add in our oil and our flour, and then we use what we call our Roux spoon. Your Roux spoon is a wooden spoon, well charred with a flat edge, mainly because it can keep scraping the bottom of the pan. And as it scrapes the bottom of the pan, you make sure you don't burn anything. When you're making your roux, you cannot stop. Constantly stirring. This is a good way to work out your muscles, but you also cannot be distracted. If you need some wine, if you need to answer the phone, if someone is at the door, that's just how it is. You cannot walk away from your roux. The slightest little bit of burn flakes, it's ruined. So the color that we have in our pan right now is really just our basic blonde roux. The blonde roux is what you're using for your jumbo lump crab meat or your white country gravy or just to thicken a sauce. So now I'm feeling really confident. I just turned the heat up a little bit. It might be the wine. Who knows? So our roux color now that we're getting at, we're starting to get to that peanut butter color roux. This is where we all start to freak out when it's our first roux, especially if we live somewhere that's really humid, because the flour and the oil start to separate a little bit. And I know the first time I made a roux, I went, oh my goodness, my ratio's off. I need to add in more oil. I need to add in more flour. Don't mess with it. We have to trust the ratio. There's a reason why our old mama told us 1 cup of flour, 1 cup of oil, because that's what works. So keep stirring. Don't worry about that separating. So we're at a critical point right now. We have a nice peanut butter color roux. We're 2 glasses of champagne in, and we can't stop. You cannot stop stirring. And you say, oh my goodness, what am I going to do? So some of us have a fairy godmother in the kitchen. Or there's kids that are in timeout. And they take care of things for you. So as we're at milk chocolate, we might use this for a gumbo, or an étouffée, or a fricassee, or a sauce piquant, or a Cajun. Here's a little secret that we don't tell y'all. They're like almost the same thing. Roux and Trinity. And you get gumbo, fricassee, sauce piquant, Cajun, and pretty much any other dish that is spelled incorrectly but pronounced with a French accent. Now I have to focus. This is the very, very serious part. We are going right past milk chocolate to dark chocolate. This dark chocolate is what I do when my brother-in-law brings me venison or duck or quail or anything that has just a really strong wild flavor, because the bitterness that you start to get from a dark roux pairs well with that strong flavor of a dark meat. Some people think that all Cajuns have a dark roux. Not necessarily. We like a dark roux, but where I grew up, we were prairie Cajun, and prairie Cajuns live off the land. You know, rabbits and squirrel and whatever else you hunt and trap and catch. Whereas if you were Bayou Cajun, you had more oysters and shrimp and fish. And I find that those roux tend to be a little bit lighter in some cases. We are here. The beads of sweat are forming. The dark chocolate is in the pan. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. A perfect dark chocolate roux ready for that duck gumbo that you're going to make. Couple of things to remember. Have your glass of wine or your champagne. Have someone fill it for you. Don't be distracted. Don't stop stirring. Always have a flat edge spoon and be one with the pot, because being one with the pot makes the perfect roux. Cheers.